This is episode 100 of the Out of the Minds podcast. I'm Sean Oakley.
And I'm Sam Cooper, and we have something a little silly for you today. We're playing Extended.
Yeah, we thought we'd mix it up for this one, as it is our 100th episode. Actually, to be fair, there is a little bit more to it. Obviously, as regular listeners know, we are going to the Welsh Open as we're recording this, next weekend. So,
Blimey.
And Sam and I, well, I'm a pessimist, definitely. So I like to plan for day 2, assuming I don't make cut. And day 2 is an extended event. So I thought, do you know what? I'll get a game in to get some practice and a list, and convince Sam for once not to play Separatists.
Yeah, because you may have been thinking, like, playing Extended, so Sam's not playing anything different. It's like, aha! I'm not playing Separatists. I'm playing Scum today, because if there's one thing I haven't played, it's Scum.
So, show us your list, Sam.
Yeah, so I decided that I wanted to play all the things that I secretly wanted to play, but don't because I don't have them. So here we go. I've got Ketsu Onya in the Lancer, with Fearless, IG-11, Contraband Cybernetics, Beskar Reinforced Plating in the Shadowcaster title. And you may be wondering, IG-11, isn't that the guy that kills you after you take a couple of crits? Yes, it is. But I think he's cool, and so he's in my list. Because in theory, I shouldn't take that many crits in one go, right?
Yeah, sure, in theory.
And with Beskar Reinforced Plating, that's 3 crits I can cancel. Like, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
But, like, Impervium Plating wishes it IG-11. Oh, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Then, moving on to more boring people. I've got Dengar in the Jumpmaster. He's boring. Sorry, anyone who likes Dengar. I've got Expert Handling, Hotshot Gunner, Punishing 1, and R4B11. I literally can't remember what that Astromach does. I think it's something about removing orange and red tokens to let me reroll dice.
Yes, because I commented on it being a very Separatist scummy upgrade.
Yeah, I never use him during the entire game. And then Guri, because everyone loves Guri. And I've got Daredevil, Prime Thrusters, Shield Upgrade, and Virago.
So I've been looking at what I want to take today to at the Welsh Open. And I've been looking at an old 2.0 list. People might remember of Angry Wookiee, which is all about getting a damage card on Wolf Warrow as quick as possible. So you start throwing 4 dice and a half arc. What I wanted to do, actually, to be honest, was fly 4 E-Wings, but unfortunately I don't actually have 4 E-Wing dials, so that was out. So I merged that into a Angry Wookiee 2.0. And what I arrived at was Gavin Darklighter in the E-Wing, with elusive proton torpedoes and R4. Wolf Warrow with Trick Shot, Magva Yarrow, and Electronic Baffle. My thoughts there being, cool, shoot the gunship. It's got 4 dice naturally, 5 dice for a Trick Shot, 5 dice at range 1. If you shoot him, I'm picking up a lock from Magva, so I'm modded. Great. I then needed something that could deliver a concussion bomb. And I ideally wanted something that could deliver a concussion bomb and reload, so that I didn't then have to waste all of them straight away. And that kind of narrows down the options realistically to a Y-Wing or a B-Wing. Because thank God for stabilised S-foils that give the B-Wing a reload. So to that extent, I picked Gina in the B-Wing with marksmanship, fire control system, proton cannons, and concussion bombs. So she can get that damage through early for Wolf Warrow, reload, and then has the ability to double tap with those proton cannons. Wedge Antilles in the A-Wing with Predator and marksmanship, because he is fast becoming one of my favourite 3-point rebel ships. He's just efficient. 2 dice out the front, but taking away that evade dice doesn't make you a 3 dice gun, but it very, very keeps the odds a lot closer.
I mean, you say that, but it kind of makes it a 3 dice gun. If you just imagine that both of those imaginary dice rolled paint, it's a 3 dice gun.
The odds aren't exactly the same, but it makes him much, much more powerful. And then Hull Oikund in the Y-Wing, who is another one of my favourite 3-point ships, He is the boy, so he gets dorsal turret, advanced proton torpedoes, and an astromech. And it's just efficient use of 3 points.
Ooh.
So, we are playing Assault at the Satellite Array. We have amusingly brought... Well, Sam has brought his 3 Pride of Mandalore rocks.
Yeah, because why wouldn't you?
And I brought 3 large rocks. And the 3 large rocks that I use are 2 debris from the Pride of Mandalore and one of the large rocks from, I think, the Force Awakens corset. Because I've been looking at this... Looking at the possibility of flying basically a boy Luke Biston trick shot Han list. I was like, well, I've got those rocks for that list. I'll put them here. Actually, I think I've got trick shot on Wolforo, but maybe bringing 3 mid-size rocks might have been better. And then getting a better turn 0. But
yeah.
But hey. So we roll off and I am first player. And we basically end up with, as I'm looking at it, we've got the centre objective. We've got one range 2 up towards Sam's board edge in the middle. We've got one as far bottom left as I can get it. One top left, so your right-hand corner, not quite as far as you can get it, but pretty far.
Yeah.
And then one to my right-hand side, just on my board edge. So 4 to the left, 1 to the right, realistically. We have 3 obstacles, 2 Pride of Mandalore rocks, and a debris cloud in the middle. On the right-hand side, in between the one by itself and the 2 centre. And then
basically made a line going down the board.
Yeah. And then the other 3 start basically on my board edge below the centre and then just slightly curve to the right and up through the next gap.
Yeah, you can imagine the obstacles are kind of like a D, a capital D.
As you're looking at it, a D, yeah. So we go and place forces. I am 4 4s and a 5.
And I am 2 5s and a 6.
So it's all me first.
Yeah.
So I place Gavin to the right-hand side, below the objective on the right-hand side, because I'm thinking it's an E-wing. I don't need to be near people to get a lock. I can see where Sam places people. I can disengage if I need to. That's fine. I place Wedge to the left of that, inside of the bottom right objective to go through the gap. He can aim towards the centre. He can cut in towards the right objective if he needs to. And then my other ships, I place Wolf Warrow below the bottom left objective. He's just going to slowly go towards that and claim it. I place Hull slightly further forward towards the closest part of range 1, and a lot closer to my board edge, so that he can just slowly got that edge. Basically trying to make you have choices of, do you want to go into the A-wing that you know is likely to have either a double modded torp or a double modded range 1 shot, and Wedge, who will remove a dice, or do you want to take on the APT, the B-wing, and the Wolf Warrow? And I place Gina literally to the left of Wolf Warrow, facing along my board edge towards Hull, so that she can drop a bomb turn 1 and 2 hard and reload. And they got the board edge.
And so I answer your question of, I want to do all of the above. So I place Ketsu in my far left-hand corner, directly facing off against Gavin. I place Guri in the middle, sort of facing off against where I figure if Wedge is coming into the centre, that's where he's going to be. And then I place Dengar on my very far right, directly facing off against Hull Oakland.
Now it's interesting, because I both like and dislike your setup on this. I like Guri. Guri can one-on-one with Wedge. Like, you're moving after me, she'll be... unless I block you, and I have to call it perfectly, she'll be absolutely fine. I think if it was me, I would have set Ketsu up with Dengar.
I mean, you're probably right. I think I was putting too much faith into Dengar here. But I was like, actually, with Hot Shotgunner, I can strip your mods before you get to do anything.
I think if you put Ketsu with Dengar, there's...
I mean, for one, I'd have triggered R4B11 a heck of a lot more often.
there is a chance, I'll say a chance, that you one-shot either the B-Wing or the Y-Wing. Like, it's small, but certainly you put enough damage through that they're that close to death. Because the fact that you could... Yeah, you Dengar, and then you Ketsu. Like... I don't know. It makes it I think for me, it makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, true. I think I was a little too set in my mind of I'm going to combo Ketsu with Guri because they're both I5. So Ketsu can put tractors on people and Guri can murder you.
But
whereas the flip side doesn't work quite so well.
Yeah. No, see, I get that. But I think Guri has the ability to reposition that well that you could get her where she needs to be.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely true. And in hindsight, yeah, Dengar and Ketsu probably should be together, but I wasn't thinking that far ahead. I was like, I can basically go where I like. I'm large base ships. Let's see how the game goes.
Especially considering, because I've set up everything, like Gavin's on the right. Yeah, he's an E-Wing. He can take a log. But realistically, if you set everyone up on your right, my left, it's going to take me 3 turns to get over that side of the board.
Actually, and now I think about it, because you set up Gina the way she is, like, you're not actually going to be able to get away. Like, you actually just have to take the fight, because I guess Gina can, like, 2k and then jet off down the board, but then I'm behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and as we found out in this game, Ketsu's fast.
Yeah, like, Wedge can probably get over there, but Gavin's going to have a slightly harder time. But yeah, that's just my take on it.
I think that's decent hindsight. Like, I probably should have just set everyone up over. Maybe still Guri in the middle.
No, I think I think Guri's
just
fine.
Like, hey, I'm scary.
Because Guri is keeping Wedge honest, and that's fine. But yeah, so we crack on. We get into turn 1. Sam's first player. Unsurprisingly, I drop a concussion bomb with Gina. And then, Sam's first player, so that only matters for I5 and Gina. So Hull does a 2 straight, I believe, and takes the focus. Wedge does a 5 straight, because I want to get into the centre. Because, yes, Guri can reposition, but I'm taking away that evade dice, which makes her a little bit more fragile. Although I completely forget that with a shield upgrade and Vigaro, she has like 7 health.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of the Star Viper as like a 4 or 5 HP ship tops, and like, it's that fragile shit that you can plink that, and like, actually no, it's really not when you but I take a focus. I 1 straight Wolf Warrior because I don't want them to get out of range of the bomb, and I reinforce to the front for shits and giggles. I 3 straight with Gavin, and I boost into a target lock, which is a mistake. The mistake is not so much the boost into the target lock, because I lock Dengar, because I figure I'm going to head over to that edge and kill him. What I should have done is hard turn to the left. Probably a 2, but maybe even a 3 hard. Taking the target lock so I didn't have to boost, and then just gunned down my board edge towards you.
Yeah.
Because although I've got an R4, which does make the 1 hard white and the 2's blue, I'm in front of a debris. I've got easy outs, but I can't gun fast. I can't do 3 banks. Maybe 3 banks to the left, but like it does cut me off. And I completely and utterly forgot that the Lance has a 5 straight. I wasn't expecting you to come fast. But yeah, I should have just not risked it. I should have disengaged, gone down my board edge, because I don't lose anything for that.
Yeah, because you still have a lock, and you're just not stressed.
I also think...
Because Because it's not like you can score the objective that you've gone next to.
No. And I also think what I should have done is locked Guri. Even if Dengar's my end target, having that lock on Guri now presents
means you have to be wary of the proton ball.
Exactly, presents a threat. Whereas Dengar can just ignore it because it's probably another 2 turns before I can get into proton range. But we go to you.
And Ketsu does a 5 straight.
And at this point I was like, crap. And then probably ask Sam what repositions the Lancer has.
None.
I wish part
focus.
I was like, oh, thank God for that.
Then Guri, I believe, does a 3 straight because I wasn't sure what you were going to do, and I didn't want to gun forward into a Protorp if you locked me. But I'm relatively safe, so I barrel roll to the right and link it to a calculate just to set myself up to turn. Because I figure Gavin and Wedge are probably turning towards the center, so I'm positioning Guri so I can basically bank in and try and outmaneuver you.
Yeah.
And then Dengar, I think I did
well, China does a 2 hard first.
Yeah.
And reloads so that I don't have to drop more concussion bombs the next turn.
Yep, makes sense. Yeah, and Dengar does looks like a 1 straight.
I
focus.
Barrel.
No, barrel. I barrel, yes, because I'm dodging the proton cannon bullseye. I'm trying to.
I mean, to be fair, you do a very good job of dodging that proton cannon. Well, concussion bomb goes off. Wolf Warrior takes it. And obviously takes the strain.
Yeah, I ask if Sean would like to live dangerously and flip it up, but he declines because he's a coward.
I mean, some say a coward, some say not a bloody idiot. But yeah.
The line between the two is very, very thin.
Yeah, fair it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so I check to see if I can give Gavin a tractor, but for some reason he's not within range 1 of me.
But it is range 3, so you get to shoot.
Yeah, and I roll hit, focus, blank, and I spend my focus for 2 hits.
I roll 2 of 8.
So I don't hit, which means I don't get to give you a tractor for my title. And Giri has no shot.
And that is the... man, I need to play the Lancer. The Lancer seems
Lancer's fun. Yeah.
It's not even like, oh yeah, range 1, no fun. Oh, I hit you, have a tractor. Like, yeah.
I wish the Lancer was in Separatists, because she'd go really, really well with the Nantex.
So, spoilers for anyone listening. We obviously have our 10 Squadron store event on the 15th of July, if anyone fancies coming down for that. But we're also going to have one later in the year, and that one is going to be extended. Because AMG have specified that you can run an extended event for a World's Invite. So that one will be extended. So that's going to be interesting to break out all the toys. Unless you're Sam.
Yeah, pretty much. Because all my stuff isn't extended, is also banned.
So we go into turn 2. And you are first player again.
Yep.
So Wolf Warrior does a 3 straight. Clears his strain. And he reinforces to the front because Dengar's looking at him. Hull does a 3 straight, I believe, and takes a focus. Wedge does a 3 hard and focuses into a boost to try and present a flank to Dengar. I do a 2 bank with Gavin to clear the stress. It gets me inside the debris. I then boost and link it to a target lock, and I lock Guri because I want to present a threat to her now. And in hindsight, like I forget just how good Guri's repositions are.
I mean, to be fair, how often do you play against Guri? And it's not like you expect me to play Guri.
No.
So it's not like either of us have been in this situation before.
I haven't played her since... Oh, geez, I'm about to get ripped on the podcast. I'm going to get ripped by all the tins for this. Who's the guy that used to play Fenguri with us all the time?
Oh,
it's not just me, that's fine.
I know who you mean. It's been a while, though.
It's been so long because he hasn't played for like 2-3 years with us.
He's been devastated if he listens to the podcast.
I'm sure we're safe.
Last time I played against Guri, I'm pretty sure it was in a GSP event.
I want to call him Will, but it's not Will.
Yeah.
But we're going to call him Will for shits and giggles.
Okay.
And he used to play Fen and Guri all the time. But back when you could advance senses Guri.
Yeah.
That shows how long.
A GSP event, Advanced Sensors Outmaneuver Guri, that was not a fun experience.
But that's how long it's been since I played against Guri. But again, it goes back to the last turn. If I'd locked Guri there, I think I'd just do a 2-bank and take a focus. Don't try and get my arc on it. Just focus, evade it. But also, I have to admit, I was a little concerned about Ketsu coming in behind me.
I mean, to be fair, Gavin has 2 problems, and both of them are big problems.
I think
because if Ketsu gets within range 1 of you, you're tracted and you're going where I want you to.
But I think the focus without the lock and not having to have the stress makes a big.
Yes, it does.
Because I deny myself the 3 banks and 3 hearts. So we go to Ketsu.
And Ketsu does a 1 bank because I wasn't sure where Gavin was going, and I wanted to just make sure I didn't bump or go too fast. And again, this is a mistake because if you look at the state of the board is everything is basically gunning at Dengar on the far right, and Ketsu needs to get there now. So I should have gone faster, and I should just accepted a bump.
I don't know. I'm not sure I agree. Not agree. I think the 1 bank is fine.
I think I should have 3 banked
because I
tried to join the fight.
I could have gone a 2 bank to the right and hope that cleared. I think Ketsu's mistake is next turn rather than this turn.
Yeah. So Guri does a 3 straight, clears the stress, and then I boost to the right. And I don't think it's a calculate because Guri has a cool ability where she just gets focus tokens when she's near people.
Yay!
Everyone loves Guri.
Gina does a 3 straight, clears hers. No, doesn't clear stress because she wasn't stressed because she would have passed that over. And she, I focused into a barrel roll because I'm not in range for. I don't think I'm in range for a lock for Dengar, but I don't have bullseye, and I want to obviously try and get that proton cannon off. So I focus into a barrel roll to do the stress.
I do another 1 straight with Dengar. And a barrel roll to the right and backwards because I want to dodge that proton cannon.
This is incredibly infuriating from my point of view because he keeps on fucking barrel rolling out of my bullseye. But I suppose in hindsight, you're not taking a focus or a lock or something like that.
I'm not taking focuses, I'm not taking lock. All I'm doing is dodging damage. And I think in this situation, that is the correct play. As long as I'm doing things with the other 2 ships.
Oh, for you, definitely, I think it's the correct play. Yeah. It's frustrating as hell for me because I want to get that double shot off. No, I definitely think it's the right play. But we do have some shooting this turn.
Guri gets a focus from her ability. Woo! So I pass off Gina's stress.
I pass off Gina's stress to Wolf War because I got her.
And Dengar shoots range 3 into hull. I roll hit focus blank.
I roll focus.
You debate.
I do debate spending. And
then I remind you that Hot Shot Gunner will take it anyway.
And then you remind me that Hot Shot Gunner will take it anyway. So I spend the focus. And actually, I've looked at Hot Shot Gunner before and been like, yeah. Actually, suddenly sticking on an I6 is. If you've got the points, and got the points, I suppose, spare, it's quite nice.
Yeah. Because I looked at all the other gunners when I was building it, and I was like, actually, I could go for a cheap gunner, but then I don't really get anything else of interest. So let's go Hot Shot Gunner and be like, I'm I6, I have a really good turret. Let's just do damage mitigation, strip the focuses, strip the not the reinforcers, because it's just focus or calculate tokens, not green tokens.
But I think a lot of the other I6s either don't have a gunner slot or have, say in Han's instance, have Biston, who they have more important gunners. But I do think it works on Dengar.
Yeah.
Especially because he can clap back
when
you attack him, and they won't have a focus because they've either spent it already on defense because they have to, or they've lost it. So, but we go to your 5s.
So Ketsu has a range 3 obstructed shot into Gavin Darklighter. And I roll 3 hits out of hand. Woo!
So I have 5 dice. And I roll, I think, 2 evades and take a shield. 2 evades, 3 blanks.
Yeah. So I give you a tractor token thanks to the Lancer title.
Ugh.
And I don't move you because Guri has you right where she wants you. And I shoot range 1 into Gavin with Guri. I get hit, crit, focus, focus. I spend the focus token for 3 hits and a crit.
I roll focus blank, so I elusive the blank into an evade. So I take hit, crit. The crit is a structural damage. So Gavin is on 2, and I'm like, ugh, I've hecked this up quite badly. My nice big E-wing that's going to punch people has been smacked to the ground quite handily. Thank God we're not playing chance for those half points. So we go to my ships, and I only have 1 shot, which is hull, range 3 into Dengar. And I
opt not to take it.
I opt not to shoot. And the reason I opt not to shoot is it's 2 on 3, right?
Yeah.
I've got to focus.
Yeah. No,
yes, you don't.
You lost it.
Oh, no, sorry. I don't because I spent it. So it's unmodded against unmodded. I don't think that's worth it for you to clap me back.
Yeah, because I'll be clapping back 3 versus 2.
Yeah.
So
and it doesn't cost you anything to clap back. It's not worth it. It's so yeah. Alright, if I'm lucky, I plink 1 damage through, but realistically, you probably do at least that, if not more, back to me. So wait for the next turn where I've suddenly got 3 ships, probably 4 ships, maybe even 5 ships that are shooting at Dengar.
Yeah.
So we go into round 3, and I am first player. So it's my entire list. And I do I think it's a 2 bank with hull, because I want to try and get the block onto Dengar. And I take the focus, and I do wonder whether I should have barrel rolled here. But
I think barreling to me works if I've gone slow, but this works if I've gone fast.
Yeah, exactly. It's 50-50. Wedge does a 3 straight, clears the stress, and focuses into a boost, so that I'm banking on Hull getting the block here, basically.
Yeah.
Gavin, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Gavin does a 2 bank, which clears the stress. Then he boosts away around the rock, basically trying to get the hell out of dodge. Wolfhard does 1 straight and takes a reinforce to make him a slightly worse target to shoot. And then a 1 straight from Gina. And I barrel roll to the left, and I believe we'll link it into a focus. No, looking into a target lock, sorry, because I flipped my S-folds. I'm still wondering whether this is because I was going for the block. So if I get the block, you can't barrel roll out of it. Was the idea. I still think it's the right call. But
yeah, no, I think you're right. So here's my this was a mistake, because so I didn't chase down Gavin with Guri because I was at the time, and whether this was a silly thought, I was a little afraid that if I turned to the right and went basically along the center line in between the rock and the debris, that I wouldn't have any angles to get out, or it's not as many angles to get out if you all turned onto me. And I thought, okay, I'll try and save Dengar here. I'll swoop in behind Gina and the Wolfwaro. And so because I didn't know where Gavin was going to go, I abandoned chasing him. Where if I just one-hearted to the right, I have so many options. It's because it's freaking Guri you have literally infinite options, which is a mistake. So I've abandoned the Gavin chase, and I'm currently basically behind one of the rocks, about to loop around behind Sean's list. And Ketsu does a 2 straight, and this is because I was afraid that a 3 bank would land me on the debris cloud. So I do a 2 straight with the idea that I can 3 hard next round. And this is too slow.
Yeah.
Because I'm only 3 ships against 5, so I need all of my ships in the action as much as possible. So I think I should have just accepted the debris.
Yeah.
And then I tried to two bank in with Dengar because I wasn't 100% sure where you tried to block me. So I tried to basically hedge and go towards the center, and I actually do bump into Wolf. Not Wolf, sorry. I bump into Hull, and I take the red focus, and I accept the pain that is coming my way. You alive over there? If you're speaking, I can't hear you, so I don't know what's happened to your mic.
So I don't mind the Guri, to be honest. Like, I get what you were going with that, but I do think you were a little conservative with Ketsu.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. I should have just three banked in. Because I looked at it as like, oh, I think this lands on the debris. I just didn't want to do that. So I two straighted. And I should have just. I think I should have gone faster the previous round, and I think I should have gone even faster this round, basically.
I do think, personally, if it had been me, I would have chased after Gavin on 2 health with structural damage with Guri, but I get where you were coming from with. But, like.
Yeah, I think my fear is just a fear of nothing really, because Guri can Guri can be annoying and get in, like, with the barrel rolls, get into places that offer awkward shots.
But for me, like, Ketsu's the big, because where you are now, you have no shot. If you'd done a bank, if it had landed on the debris, okay, you have no shot. Maybe you take a crit which loses a shield.
Yeah,
but you're realistically much worse off.
No, I'm not.
And you're in a much better position the next turn to.
Yeah, exactly. That's why this is like probably game losing mistake here, is that I'm now taking on your entire list with only 2 ships.
Yeah.
And I really need to catch these tractor shenanigans because it can massively change the engagement.
Yeah. So we're going to start an engagement, and I have to pass off a stress, and I pass off a stress to Wolf Warren because I think that he's going to do a blue, when actually, in hindsight, he had options. I think giving it off to the Y-Wing might have been a better call.
Yeah, I can see that.
But we go to shooting.
So Dengar gets to shoot. Woo! And I think I shoot into Gina here.
You do, range 1.
And I roll hit, crit, blank.
I roll 1 focus, so I take the 3 shields. Then it's my 5 first. So Gina shoots range 1 back into Dengar. I roll a hit, blank, focus. I fire control system into hit, crit, and then change marksmanship for. No, hang on. No, I don't. Well, hang on. Yeah, marksmanship. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, marksmanship.
Yeah, for 1 hit, 2 crits.
I roll a single evade, so that is 2 shields down on Dengar. And I clap you back because. Oh wait, so I trigger the clap back.
But we work out, we work out what's hit. So it's not even that I'm attacker. I think it's because I'm first player.
Yeah.
Do I have a bonus attack? Sam has a bonus attack. But because I'm first player, my bonus attack happens first. So I spend the lock to fire the proton cannons. Because in a nice twist of fate on my side, he's range 1 in front arc, but range 2 in bullseye. Like, a little tasty.
And because the proton cannon is a bullseye arc.
So I roll hit, crit, focus, and then change a focus to a crit with the cannon, and then change the hit to a crit with marksmanship for 3 crits.
And I roll blank, so 3 crits, so shield and 2 crits.
And I believe they are a hull breach and a weapons failure.
Which is a little sad for my clapback, because if I'd clapped back first, well, hindsight. And I roll 2 hits and a blank.
I roll a blank, so the last shield and a damage card through.
Ketsu has nothing, and then it's over to Guri, and I have range 2 into Wolf, or range 3 into Gina. I believe I go range 3 into Gina, because I might just kill you.
You do. You roll hit crit. But I roll 2 evades, so. Then we get to my falls. I do the range 0 into Dengar. I roll 1 crit.
I roll 2 focuses, so I spend my focus token to cancel that.
Wedge rolls range 1 into Dengar. I roll hit, focus, blank, spend the focus for 2 hits.
And I roll blank, so I take 2 crits, and ho, baby.
Yeah, you get a direct hit out of that. You get a blinded pilot out of that. You are on 1.
Yep.
Wolf Warrior shoots range 2 into you. 4 dice because he's damaged. I roll 2 focuses and 2 blanks, and I'm very sad.
Yep.
But hey,
I can believe that.
and that's it. I kind of
Dengar somehow alive.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you should have died there, but yeah. We do objectives, and I believe you score.
I have 2 because I think Dengar is scoring the one the bottom
the
right one because a hole isn't quite there.
And I believe I score 1 because I don't think Wolf Warrior is quite in range 1.
No, but Gavin does have the one closest to my starting area.
But I do have Dengar on 1 health, which is like a tasty 6 points right for the picking.
Yeah.
But I also have Guri like coming right up behind me, so it's like, and this is probably like I want to get that half arc on round to try and get it onto Guri, but putting that stress on Wolf Warrior has meant that doing that and getting any form of token mod etc. is impossible. So
concussion time.
Yeah, so we go for round 4 and Sam is first player. And I drop a concussion bomb. I don't realistically think anyone's coming down that way, but it does, like, just in case Sam's done something weird with Guri, like to get behind my list and then sweep back in it, or he's banked in close enough. I'm forcing the barrel roll. In hindsight, talking about it now, it's stupid because Guri will barrel roll left, right, and centre all day because she just gets her bloody focus out of it anyway. Yeah. But
I will say what this does stop is if I have tried to trick you by doing a right turn with Dengar, even knowing it's red,
or you're going a fast straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a fast straight I can still probably barrel roll, but like it cuts off those angles and forces me
you're
to do something.
Stressed. I believe you were stressed at the time, and I am
stressed.
I don't believe the fast straights are blue on these.
That is true.
So.
Oh, then I couldn't have turned right anyway. Yeah.
Wolf Warrior does a 3 hard, which is white, so keeps his stress. Now this is actually interesting, this one. Because Hull does 2 hard, takes a focus, spends a charge on precise action to take a lock on to Guri. Getty's Guri wants to swing away around in, she could take an APT. I do a 2 hard with Wedge, which I knew would bump, but that's fine. It bumps into Dengar. I take the red focus, just hoping that Dengar lands somewhere still in my arc. And then Gavin does a 3 hard round the debris and takes a focus.
So Ketsu does a 3 hard to the right, heading towards the centre, facing off against Wolf Warrow, and takes a focus. And Guri does a 1 bank to the right around the rock, and the reason I did that is because I wasn't sure if Wolf was because I for some reason I just forgot that Wolf was stressed because of Gina. I was like, maybe Wolf like stops or something and tries to catch me as I come around. But I am unfortunately facing down an APT. So concussion bomb or APT? I think I took the concussion bomb, and I'm going to barrel roll to the left and forwards, trying to get out of that APT arc.
So Gina does a 2 hard and bumps into Hull, which really caught me by surprise because they were separate from each other and they both did a 2 hard. And I always assumed that would fit. Like, I always...
Yes, if they were on the same angle as each other, but they weren't, were they? Because Hull had banked.
Yeah, I know, but I always thought if you did the same... Because I didn't think they were that close to start with, but... I mean, clearly they were. It just caught me by surprise. It's a little shame because I'm sat range 1 in front of Guri. I wasn't expecting a bump there. I don't. I do take a damage because I roll a crit.
Yeah.
So I am on to 2.
And I rolled 1 straight with Dengar because I didn't really see a way out. So I was like,
Fair.
you know what? I'm I6. I'm going to get to shoot and no one can stop me. As long as I didn't eat the bomb, that was, anyway.
Yep. But the bomb only gets scurry.
So I take a face down damage card and a strain, which is a little scary considering Gavin is right there. But I do get a focus token because there are people at range 1 of me. So Ketsu checks range 1 of her. No, surprise, surprise, there's no one there. So Dengar shoots. And I believe I go range 1 into Hull here.
Yep.
So I roll 2 hits and a blank.
I roll 1 of 8, so I take a damage.
And I take the focus from you.
And you take the focus from me.
And then Ketsu has range 2 into Wolf and range 3 into Hull. So I go range 3 into Hull, see if I can try and put a tractor on you. And I get 2 hits and a blank.
I roll a 8 focus, so I take 1 damage and gain a tractor.
I give you a tractor, and I don't move you, because if I move you, you could rotate. And I actually wonder if I should have barrel rolled you to just get you out of range of the APT no matter what. Because I think my mistake here is Guri shoots into Hull and not Gina.
Yeah, I think you should have moved me.
Yeah.
I think you should, because I was looking at that. Both of us, I think, for this, weren't sure if Hull's arc had Guri. It's damn close. If you moved me, I think you definitely get me out of range, so I can't ABT.
Yeah,
and also it double. If I choose to rotate, it double stresses me.
Yeah, and I just absolutely should have done that. I just wasn't.
Yeah.
I just, for whatever reason, wasn't thinking straight at the time, and left you there so you could be tracted, and I would get to roll 4 dice into you, which is silly because Gina's right there, and I reckon Guri has decent odds at killing her. To do 2 damage. Especially when I roll 4 hits out of hand. If I'd roll this into Gina, that's a dead Gina.
Yeah, so 4 hits out of hand.
You still get to shoot, but no more concussion bombs.
Hull takes 4, so it's down to 2. Then we get to Gina, who I believe has a shot. So we go to my 4s. Wedge has a range 1 shot into Dengar. So 3 on 1. I roll hit, focus, focus. I spend that focus.
I roll 1 of 8, but it doesn't matter. I take the several crits, and Dengar goes down.
Dengar goes down. Gavin has the Protop into Guri, so I take that.
Yep. And I'm strained still, so I'm down to 2.
You're down to 2. I roll, I think, 4 hits out of hand, so sweet. So 3 in a crit.
I roll 2 blanks, so there's the 3 shields and a crit onto Guri.
Bearing in mind,
the crit
is a loose stabilizer.
Loose stabilizer.
Bearing in mind, she'd already taken the damage from the concussion, so she's down to 2.
Yep.
Then we check Hull to see if I can get that APT off, and it's just out. Just out. So I take the range 3 into the Lancer. I roll nothing. And then Wolf Warrior has a range 2 into the Lancer. He rolls 3 hits.
And I roll 2 evade, so the Lancer loses a shield.
And then we check points. And I believe it is 2-1 to you again.
Yes, because the Lancer's controlling the center and Guri's controlling the one near you.
And I've got the one up by Wedge and the E-Wing.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's 10-6, but it's also tighter than that, because Hull's on 2, Gina's on 2, Gavin's on 2 with the structural damage.
Yeah. And here is where I make a mistake, because I'm not used to playing around prime thrusters.
Yeah.
And so Guri's currently stressed because I was an idiot and linked my barrel into a calculate for some bizarre reason. I guess I'm so used to linking, I wasn't thinking it's like, actually, Guri gets a focus token no matter what, so I shouldn't have stressed myself. Realistically, even if I wanted the second ability to mod, I don't think it would have made that much difference. And I should have been unstressed. But I'm thinking I need to do a de-stressing maneuver, which will allow me to barrel and shenanigans. But I don't need to do that because I've got prime thrusters. So I should have done a 4 straight here and just tried to clear as much as possible.
Spoilers, he didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. I did clear the stress though.
So, we roll off and Sam is first player again. I drop a concussion bomb because I've got to drop a concussion bomb. And then we go to my fours. And Wolf Warrior just does one straight. And barrel rolls to the right. Because I know Ketsu's coming out of the way. I don't want to really be range 0 or 1 in the front arc of Ketsu's shit because she'll try to me. So my hope is that she just gently slides past and I sit there in a side arc. I mean, honestly, not barrel rolling doesn't leave me any worse off. So
yeah.
I one bank to the right with Hull because I'm hoping Guri's just gone flashing past and I'm looking down towards that bottom objective. Which does a too hard to clear the stress and takes a focus. Gavin does a sloop because I completely forgot that I was dropping a concussion bomb. I don't mind Wedge taking it, he's full health. Gavin when he's on 2, like, yeah, alright. Whoops. But fine, is what it is.
And Guri does a 3 straight, which doesn't clear Gina, which is very, very depressing. A 4 straight, I'm pretty sure definitely clears Gina.
Yeah, because that leaves you range 1 bullseye of Wedge.
Yeah, and in the concussion bomb.
Which I think both are critical.
So Ketsu does a 2 straight, or a 2 bank, I believe, and I bump straight into Wolf. I take a red focus, because why not?
Not ideal for me. I do a 1 straight with Gina, and I take a target lock. Because I think I've got you bullseye, which means I can double tap. As the bomb goes off, and I believe it gets Guri, the B wing, the A wing, and Gavin. Not the B wing.
No, I think Gina's fine.
Gina's fine. So yeah, lose the damage on Wedge, who takes a strain. Which, I don't know. Range 1 in front of. Do I risk the flipping it?
No, because if it's direct hit, you just die.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, like Wedge absolutely does not flip that. You make Guri roll dice. Anyway, so I give a tractor to Wolfwaro at range 0 because I can. I'm not moving you because I think trading range 1 shots is just bad for me, and I have a juicier target. At least I should have had a juicier target, but I'm a greedy little bastard, and I go range 3 into Wedge. When I should have gone range 2 into Gina.
You should have shot Gina.
I get hit focus, and I spend my focus for 3 hits.
I roll focus blank. So I spend that focus so I don't die.
Yeah.
And I'm
so
on 1
this
health.
literally went as well as it could have done.
Yeah.
And I still should have not shot you. Do I give you a tractor token? Great. I don't move you.
Sorry, I pressed backwards.
And now we're back to the beginning.
That's fine. We can skip through. Nope, too far because Guri's
Too far.
There you go. That's it. It's Guri's shot.
Yeah, so Guri shoots range 1 into Wedge because I'm just desperately trying to kill Wedge before Wedge kills Guri. And I guess that was my reasoning for the Ketsu shot is like, actually, my out right now is if I can kill Wedge because no one else is shooting at Guri.
Yeah.
So in that regard, it makes sense. So I have a range 1 shot into Wedge, and Guri rolls 2 hits to blanks.
Now, I've cheated. Because I've rolled 3 evades there. I'm tractored. I should have only rolled 2 evades.
Did we catch this in the moment?
No, yeah, here we go.
We did.
We take it away, and I think I re-roll. There you go.
Yeah.
And I re-roll into 2 evades.
Yeah.
So
the Wedge lives, and that pretty much spells the doom.
So we go to my 5. I do the range 2 shot out the front into Ketsu. I roll 1 hit, 2 blanks, I fire control into a focus. Marksmanship for a crit, you evade. I then double tap for the proton cannon. I roll
range 3, woo!
Crit, focus, blank, so proton cannon for 3 crits.
And I roll 3 focuses, so I take 3 crits, so shield, and then I trigger IG-11 twice. which then automatically flips into anti-capture device.
Nothing from the E-Wing. So Wedge,
So,
range 1 bullseye into Guri.
remember everyone, Ketsu has technically taken 0 damage. I think you've actually taken an extra damage off Ketsu on the overlay, but Ketsu has taken 0 damage cards, only lost 2 shields, and I'm exploding in next turn.
So I roll focus, blank. I re-roll with marksmanship into a crit.
And I roll a blank, so I take the crit, and Guri is dead.
It's a direct. So yeah, that was... Hey, what's this?
So it's 17-6. I did get 2 calculates from IG-11 because I cancelled 2 crits, which is nice.
Wolf Warrior does, by the way, shoot range 0 into Ketsu, but she dodges it. We check for objectives, and I believe I score 1, you score 1.
Yep.
Because Hull's just out, so it's 18-7.
And so at the end phase, I remove a fuse from the anti-capture device. So next turn, my action is either put a fuse on that or die. But it's 18-7, so I know I've already lost. So I figure let's see if we can go out with the biggest bang possible.
So we roll off and Sam is first player again. I drop a concussion because I have to. Then Gavin does a 2-bang to the left and boosts. I do a 4 straight with Wolf Warrior, keep the stress, just trying to get away from Ketsu. Like, I need to disperse, basically. If I can score 2 points, I've won. Hold us 3 straight to go down towards that point. Wedge did I think 1 hard, but I rolled into a boost to go towards another point. Then Ketsu.
Yeah, Ketsu does a 2-bang to the left, into the center, hoping to explode and catch everyone possible. I believe I bump. Do I bump? Either way, for some reason I'm stressed. Oh yes, because I didn't do a blue because my blues are 3s, and I didn't want to go that far. So I take the I contraband and focus.
Gina does 3 straight, which jumps over Ketsu. And sure, I take a target lock because why? But that's me. So I'm looking at the IG 11 card.
So basically, the reason I didn't put a fuse in it is because I already knew the writing was on the wall. I'd already lost, so I was like, well, let's just do this. I somehow have a shot into Wedge, so I take it and I roll hit focus, spend the focus for 3 hits.
Wedge dies.
Yeah.
Then you die.
Then I die. And then Gina doesn't die.
Gina doesn't die. Then I score 3 objective points. So it ends up 28-10. But I don't think that is a realistic score. Like, Gina's on 1.
I mean,
Hull's on 2. Gavin's on 1. Like...
So the only reason it's 28-10 is because I let Ketsu die, right? Like, I could have had Ketsu alive at the end if I'd really wanted to. Because the game was ending no matter what, and I could have put a fuse.
Yes, but even if you'd fused, it still would have been 21-10.
Oh yeah, it still would have been 21-10. Yeah. I think I think that's a more realistic thing. Like, I messed up target priority.
Yeah.
Like I had bad target priority for a lot of this game.
But all it needed was a couple of paint each way to, to swing it. It was a close game.
Yeah.
Even if the result doesn't look like that. I say, like, you were not 1, 2, 3, 4 damage off a 12-point swing.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's what it comes down to is, like, I wasn't used to flying people like Guri and Ketsu, so I mispositioned them, and I guess no. The shooting into Wedge, I said it was a mistake. I actually think at the time I think it was correct because that was the only person who shot into Guri, and if Guri survives that turn,
oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm actually in pretty decent standing. So yes, whilst Ketsu definitely could have killed Gina, I needed to try and kill Wedge, and especially because Wedge had taken a strain, I thought I'd be able to definitely land the tractor, and then Guri had pretty decent odds
Yeah,
at killing Wedge.
But no, that was an interesting and a fun game. It was nice to play extended ships
Yeah.
and play stuff we don't normally play, which is always a good laugh.
Although I feel like you didn't really get to test Wolf. The angry Wookiee didn't get very angry.
Yeah, but I got to test the other ships, and that's fine. Well, I think that's pretty much all we can say about that game. We'll have to get a bit more practice in for next weekend. Speaking of which, Sam and I are away next weekend for the Welsh Open, and I'm genuinely looking forward to this one. So what I think is likely to happen is we've already recorded a game to review. We'll get it analysed and edited beforehand, and I'll probably upload it Friday morning before we go.
Yeah.
Is the plan. So yeah. And then the week after we'll see how we did.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things like that game is actually one of the little the ironies of like we were testing one of my lists for the Welsh Open, and I think I'm not going to take it. So I guess you can see the results of the analysis and that next week.
But I still think it's an interesting game because I think it's just a whitewash or anything. So it's still interesting to look at. And then obviously in 3 weeks after the Welsh Open, we have the Tin Squadron Cornwall store event. So we're all looking to that because. Yeah, I don't want to say
it's the greatest event in the UK, obviously.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's the best chance of you or me winning a trip to Worlds, but it's probably the best chance.
It may not be the best chance. It's the only chance.
Fair dues. And on Sam's unfortunate realistic expectations, we'll end it there. So see you guys next week.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. Ta-ta.